Now we got, let's see what he's got. I don't know what he's doing now. We gotta have a little meeting in the mines. Hold on. We got some men in black people here, man, from space agency. Hold on. They're hiding out in a truck over there. So he's talking to this guy. And man, well, let's see what we got, man. Okay, now, this guy's got like an eye, man, for intelligence, man. Right now, he's got it smoothed out in this direction. He got it smoothed out in this direction. And what he's been doing since I've been gone is he got it smoothed out in this direction. Now, way on the other end, you can see he's expanded out that way, expanded out that way. We still got a little dry stuff over here and over here, you know? Now, if this is cool air right here, traveling, right? And he's got it build up a little higher there, you know? It's like a miniature mountain, man. It's like a, you know, a little speed bump, right? Now, if you get a little speed bump on the other side, you know, and it's gonna like compound and compress, right? And then it's gonna move flat across the top of this little airplane wing, right? Well, what the Egyptians did, man, well, it didn't compress that much. They said lean back. You guys like that music? Hey, man, they got a rap music. It say lean back. Oh yeah, lean back. You see how some of that stuff kind of stuck in the culture and nobody understood, and now they do, and they're like, oh man, lean back is a bad idea. Yeah, it is, man. If you got it boxed in like a blockhouse, you know, get it? No, you on the block? You going to the block, man? I'm going up the road, man, up the block. So I got a four-sided pyramid. You lean it back, all the heat. It can't compress to understand to build that knowledge and wisdom in the mind. So it just right up into the air, man, and make a hot, really hot tornado and ripping all the stuff and the crops and everything right out of the ground, man. And then when all that's back, you know, it's like, hey, we throw it up in the air and it comes down. A lot of heat wave, right? A lot of heat wave. We got a heat wave, man. What do you mean you got a heat wave, man? I got a heat wave because there ain't no moisture there, no trees and stuff. So when I go up in the air and it come down like a hot tornado, man, it's got a heat wave, man. Now I gotta vacuum pack everything down. And it says, man, once it travel over, then it pulls stuff down and says, hey, we got all these storm systems now. Well, how are we gonna push that off? It says, man, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that, we're trying to do everything we can, man. And they wonder why they're starving children in Africa and Egypt and everything else. We're like, man, because they pushed them out of there and sent them down to Africa like a prison colony, man. And it says, oh, so then it did this, and it said, man, we got a four-way, man, going on here in all directions. So it's like a locust are coming. The locusts are coming. Get it? The lowland cursed are coming. The locusts are coming. So it says, okay. So the locusts are coming, and they're taking all the trees and the grass and they're left with nothing but dirt. So he says, I tell you what, man, we got a pyramid out there, man, and it ain't doing us any good. Why? Well, if we had of that, and maybe, you know, if you look at the corner, and it said down on the corner, down in the street, folk boys playing music, tap your feet, you know. So while everybody was busy tap dancing, you know, all these vets and stuff are going out there trying to do some, you know, some nuclear engineering, man. The clear mind for a clear path to make us some greeneries and stuff, you know, like good stuff. And it says, man, you know, hey, tap your feet for taps for all those veterans that died, man, defending the country and trying to make the world a better place, huh? Hey, can we tap dance for that? And they go, man, some of them are like, I'm proud of my black heritage, man. That's why we got a music program. We got a Motown music to remind people of the hard times we went through so that we could live in places and build stuff like this. Not so we could be proud of it and be idiots. We're going to need to get an education, huh? I says, man, tell you what my space engineer is doing today, man. Hey, so we got a dry land here, right? Now, if we come down here, okay, you'll notice we tried to expand, right? You know, you got an H, you know, here. Hey, he's doing some of his engineering. I'll do some of mine, man, you know. We draw a line in the sand, you know, for Ronald Reagan. He said, hey, man, I put a big... You know, I'll be like a Chinese Jackie Chan, man. You know, you gotta, woo, like a Bruce Lee, woo, woo, you know. Now I got a H. Okay? I need a little help. Hold on. Okay, now I want to expand upon that. Now I got a student transportation of America. We need a little help understanding. We need a big helicopter pad with a jet helicopter aircraft. We can't use it because we don't have the right kind of airport. Like a Karate Kid, man. Just kind of, and I'm like, man, and the old guy's like, man, hey, did you see me Karate Kid that thing? With my little tractor, okay? Now that tractor, it kind of weighs something. And if I got to take a helicopter to lift that, to put it somewhere, you remember the Disney movie, Operation Dumbo Drop? We got a lot of equipment and supplies, so we got equipment and supplies, okay? It's going to be heavy like a big elephant, man. Hey, remember the Republican Party? We got a big elephant we got to put on a chopper, to deliver somewhere. And maybe we got a special helicopter pad that can land airplanes and helicopters and hybrid airplanes. So you get a 3-in-1 solution. And then, the old guy's over there, he's next to his trailer, man. He's like, are you seeing this, man? You see my gooseneck? Top Gun, we lost those goose, man. Those crazy geese, man, they didn't know what they were doing. It was like, because the engineers messed up. You know how many guys test pilot this stuff, and we thought it was good, man, but we didn't understand the air pressure, and we fly over there, we're slingshotting from Navy aircraft carriers, man. They got some stuff coming up out of submarines and stuff, and we're trying to land over there, man, and it was aircraft with like supplies and stuff trying to help, and it's like they're just falling to the ground. We're like, man, anybody got a hospital? You seen that movie MASH? We're trying to make some jokes, man. We're like, look, we can't get this right. We don't understand how to talk to each other, but maybe I'll get a gooseneck on this truck, and instead of crashing, I'll just tow, this little tractor with this guy, man. He's got a green shirt on and saying, hey, we need some greenery, okay? Can we get a little help? I says, I don't know, man. We're dying. I says, oh, well, I gotta, and if I look at it, I extend it a little higher, and then maybe. We built this base in Myrtle Beach, man. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. But they didn't understand us, what we were trying to do at the time, because lack of education and training. Everybody had a bunch of tanks. So they say, hey, remember that kid, man? We think he's waking up. Can you tell him how to get rid of these tanks if you're like a ancient civilization, how to stop the tanks? So maybe we dig holes in the ground, cover them up, nobody knows. Like all those dead people forgot about, all the vets, the soldiers, the famous people. Don't forget Jesus. God forbid, don't forget Jesus. All those people, like the sands of time, they're gone, man. And some people don't understand technology no more, so we're like, okay, we'll make it simple for the ancient people, for the old people, for the new people, for the young people, the middle-aged people, every people. Hey, everybody be happy people. I says, maybe you dig a holes, cover them up, the tanks drive over, and right? Now I want you to think about that and look up. Now you've seen that video, some people might not, but if you were one of the ones watching that video last summer, and I says, hey, you want to play games with this and that, the Roman soldier, man, that they forgot about. I'll tell you about the Roman soldier they forgot about in just a moment. Army Corps of Engineers. A to the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, man. A to the third power, man. We can get off that three-dimensional world, man. We get to 10 dimensions, man. Hey, you take a 5 and a 5. Can we make a deal? 10 commandments. Can we make a deal? I mean, here's a ground level. If we could get this idea off the ground level, for Jesus, and that A.10 we had in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina a long time ago. And remember the Alien movie? Ripley's, believe it or not, was right across the street from the dance club where everybody was supposed to celebrate. And we had a pavilion with a gravitron, explaining gravity and the weights and measures, for the Bible Adventures of America, man. Aliens or angels, man. I don't know. We got a little cloud coverage, man. Okay? I don't know. Battleship? Okay. That's what the bird said, man. He's flying by. He's like, poof. See that, man? I don't know if you guys caught that. That was pretty quick. He's like, that's what we've been trying to do, man. We've been slingshotting. Right? I'll tell you what we do, man. Remember that 810? Okay? Well, I'll go up here. I says, it won't be that hard, man. I says, look, man. That guy's been riding that stuff all the way around town on bikes, walking around, crazy stuff, U-Haul, dehydration, man. Hey, we got a Student Transfer America now bus. Check it out, one step up, not too tall, not too short, Hey, we might have a little unlevel ground over here, man. Hey, but be careful when you land, man. Okay, because we got some downdrafts. The 810, 400 miles per hour, man. 400 miles per hour, Downdraft. Oh, man. Well, it didn't feel like much at first, man. Wasn't worried about it. But once we got over that desert plain, we had a special engines on the back, man. We didn't tell many people about it. Those 2 little engines were special. I said, tell you what, we had these 2 little engines, right? It says, man, we had a Kirk and a Kirk for J&J Enterprises. Remember all those crop circles? They couldn't figure it out, man. Crop circles. So they had little boards of people going out with ropes and boards trying to redo crop circles. You know what crop circles were? Dust devils. Oh, like the ghost storms? Yeah, the invisible enemy, man. Some of those almost a tornado, but ripped enough up out. No, not enough to lift it up, but enough to twist it around. Man, weird stuff, right? Hey, you've been seeing the weird stuff with the birds? I mean, come on. I tell you what, you need a 3.14? I says, man, in ancient Egypt, they're talking about this and that. And it says, look, I got this big pyramid. Because over-engineering. I got this big pyramid to remind these people to work together later on, They didn't see it, though, man. It's sucking all the moisture out of the air because of the dirt. Pyramids, man, they were made out of dirt. Don't you guys remember? Dirt? Dirt does what? It needs wisdom. It needs knowledge. It needs education. Dirt, man, dirt. See the dirt? Guys like, man, I'm building up dirt right now. Why? Because I need to get some water, man. Maybe if I come up above the dirt where it's real dry, I can reach up for the sky and get some cloud coverage, man. Now we're getting some wisdom and some sunshine. And says, I'll tell you what, man. You want some alien stuff, man? Let's give him some alien stuff. So the guy goes, man, you tell me the circumference of the planet? He goes, not really, man. There's no mountains out here. And we can't talk to the mountains because we can't make it across the desert. We ain't got any machines to drive or nothing, man. And we sent a guy out there, his name was Moses, and nobody know what happened to him because he go out there, he died, he dehydrated and died. We don't know what happened to him. Nobody knows who buried him because by the time he died in the middle of the desert, the vultures probably came down and ate his flesh and tore his flesh. Or maybe it was a sandstorm that came over and the sand, like sandpaper and all the storms, tore the flesh off his bones and left him out there, and the ants just ate him up, like that crazy psycho movie with the ants connecting themselves together like a skeleton and stuff. That's not true. That's just imaginary. It's true is that the storm, probably the sand come and eat them up like sandpaper. Then the vultures and stuff, they were hungry and needed water. And like, man, maybe it's some kind of, you don't want to know about that. So he goes, okay, I'll tell you what. Can we talk about the future of the planet? And he says, well, they got this 4-dimensional thing, man. They got 4 sides on it. It's bringing the stuff down. It's not doing it correctly. I'll tell you what. We'll step over here and I'll say, well, that's one But how can I get an even, an even shake, I says, well, I don't know, man. Can I triangulate that? He says, I don't know, man. Well, if we're right here, okay, and we need the right kind of bird and landing strip, well, we've got to get centered, maybe a crop circle or something will do it, and we need a level plane, okay. And it says, if you got to ask me why, man, okay, we need a level plane. You got to ask me why. Oh, this is weird, man. Now check this out. Remember that tool from last summer? We're taking a tool, we're measuring the earth and everything. We gotta ask why. Go like, your older people, the elders, the wise people. Look, ready? Okay, now, remember the Mars movie? They had this little alien-looking thing they held, this little ball with this little eyeball on it. Right? We need to get on level ground. So we took these ancient pyramid hieroglyphics. Okay? Now don't be third eye blind or anything, but get to heaven on earth is like threading the eye of a needle. One small step for man, one large step for mankind. What the Armstrong guy said. And it says, well, if you get some of those Indian translations from those Indian things, down there in South America. And don't forget China, the Great Wall of China, man. They got some good artistry there. Then what you could do is, you see, well, if you're traveling a distance in space, you got to remember, it's a round planet. It's not a square, it's not a box. So you got to point in a direction, and you got to get the curve the surface or curve the bullet. You see? So you're stepping up one side, right? And what's going to happen? Well, it's angled, it's moving, it's going to roll it around, and it's going to try and compress, right? And get heavy and keep some of that down instead of shooting it straight up, Because what happens on a flat? Well, if it's four-sided, then, it's not going to compress and try to make a river or stream. It's going to compress. Nope. It's going to stay open wide. This is here. Eat your food. Open wide. I'm going to spoon feed it to them, okay? You see, I got a 4. They go up. It curls around. It never comes back together, like standing behind a building, okay? So, heat ray from Egypt. So they're doing it to themselves. So, if we were like Jesus, we turn the whole world upside down. Maybe we can see here's the ground. Maybe we kind of turn it sideways or something, and maybe move it together, right? And point it in a direction, and compress, right? And plus the air moving over the wing, a little jet engine kind of stuff, And maybe we push and collapse over the event horizon, and it make a little bubble and make a wave like an ocean in the sky, and it push up on the atmosphere. And maybe if we could get that to do the compass thing, while the earth is spinning plus moving around in the solar system, then you get a bubble. Now, if you could do that, Need an underground railroad. You guys don't even understand. Hold on, here we go. Ready? Turn around. Okay? Now, if we divide the problem in half, go ahead. Build a wall. Little speed bump. Okay? Now we got big desert in the west. Little speed bump. Woo! Oh, the east, man. Oh my God, we gotta protect that. So we put a little greenage up top, man, and try to compress it here. Now to come up, and we try to push it and throw it over to the west coast. Maybe bring it down with some snow and get some stuff going on there, like some Egyptian style stuff, you know. And then we go. Maybe you look at this, you look at that, right? And then maybe I tell you, well, if you understand that, then you can turn the world upside down again. And you say, well, maybe we got an Antarctica down here with a lot of ice, but we got a hole pocket right here where it's a little off, so it's either leaking or pooling and dropping and putting more cold than it needs to be up here. You see? Then you start saying, I need a satellite system. So the Navy says, well, we got to study some stuff first. All right, we're good. Let's get an international space station going so we can get around this planet and understand just what this Egyptian tool and this Jewish boy telling you about Pharaoh stuff with Egyptian hieroglyphics, telepathy, aliens, angels, and Americans. AAA service. And this guy's like, look, man, this guy's just trying to throw out some ideas out there, so I'm out here moving some dirt. I don't care where we got to move it, man. But if we got to do this to explain that, no problem. I mean, look, this guy's out here talking to the phone, talking to whoever's watching and saying, can we get some FAA approval to understand this alien stuff I'm trying to explain to you? Hey, that guy right there might be an alien, man. Or maybe he's an angel helping the aliens out. I don't know. If he's American, that's all that matters. He says, man, hey, let me move some dirt. Hey, man. Hey, I move some dirt with my feet. He's moving dirt with his tractor feet. You know what I'm saying? He's got a bigger bucket. I'm like, can you imagine being out there digging this with your hands? Let me dig with my hands. Hold on. Let me do a Moses, man. Nah, that'd take forever, wouldn't it? Huh? So I need a... See? Like that.